Well, thank you for joining us here in Rotorua. We're at Puketawhero Park in Bay of Plenty for the NZRL Youth Competition again, the boys for 2023. And this match between the South Island Scorpions and the Bay of Plenty Lakers is about to get underway in the 18s division. First look at the 18s teams for this year, and looking forward to seeing this clash with the South Island team, of course, beaten finalists last year by Counties Manukau, back again. And I've come to Rotorua this year with an excellent squad, the South Island team, mainly made up of Cantabrians, a few West Coasters in there as well, and some Southlanders as well, but mainly the Cantabrians, and there's some very good players in this South Island team that I'm sure are going to feature in the tournament team at the end of the week. Interesting, one of them is on screen right there. It's Taupo Cranwell, who was actually the MVP this year of the under-20s that we broadcast earlier on in the year. He was in excellent form through the NZRL 20s competition at the start of the season, but he's still only 17 years old and one of several players in the South Island team that's already been snapped up by NRL clubs. Cranwell off to the Knights. We've got Dakota Kakoi at the Eels, Sheldon Hayward with the Bulldogs, and a number of others here going to the Warriors. Jackson Stewart, one of the centres. We've got a front rower, Jason Salaliro, who's heading to the Warriors. So with Zeke Whangayete, another front rower. So all of these guys have already off to NRL clubs very soon. Kevin Teho is the coach of the South Island team this year. Widdamu Smith is coaching this Bay of Plenty side. And so based on what we've seen for the South Island, they're going to take some stopping in this game. A lot of these players too were involved in the St Thomas of Canterbury win at the National Secondary Schools Championships just a few weeks ago in Auckland. Jackson Stewart was in that side. Sheldon Hayward, Eli Bill Kakoi, the number 6 in the team. Noah Hammer Campbell, the 9, the hooker. It's and Zeke Whangayete, I mentioned him before. He's there. Toby Gibson too, who's on the interchange. There's a lot of these players that have played a lot of rugby league together, and having watched that St Thomas of Canterbury team play at the Nationals, they were great. Fantastically drilled team, well coached by Andrew Aomatangi, and they deservedly went on to beat St Paul's College of Auckland in the final in that tournament. So it's going to be Mahana Pauling to kick off for the South Island. And we are underway here in this contest. 20-minute halves in pool play. If you get to the final, you play 25 minutes halves. Those finals coming up on Friday, and we're looking forward to broadcasting those two finals, the 16s and the 18s, on Friday for you. Today, too, we've got 2 more games after this one. One more 18s game after this one more 16s game. And then we're having another 4 games for you tomorrow on day 2 of the championships. So keep an eye on this Bay of Plenty team as well. This is a good, pretty good set from them to start the game. That was Texas Henare with that ball, with that carry. An attacking kick there from Callum Ward. Back to Pauling it goes. So not a bad set there from Bay of Plenty to start the game. And we'll see how the South Island go. There's Jackson Stewart, pretty tidy player. One of the Warriors players that'll be heading north. And straight away, here comes Whangayete. Look at Whangayete splitting them open. Powering through the middle is the back rower. Middle forward, Hornby Panthers player. Another one who's going to the Warriors next year. Harmer Campbell at dummy half. Taupo Cranwell, great passing. And Jackson Stewart goes in. Kakoi goes in a whisker within scoring. In fact, there is the first try from the first time that the South Island come down field, and it looks like Cranwell picked up a loose ball. It was a little untidy, but he picked it up from Kakoi, and it's a simple dive over, in fact, there for Taupo Cranwell. And it's 4-0. And I think as the game will progress, Bay of Plenty are going to have a big challenge stopping this South Island team from marching upfield. So this wave of players coming through the South Island is really good. They have got firepower all across the park. Some excellent players in the halves too. Mahana Pauling's a very solid fullback as he lines up this conversion attempt. Tough conversion attempt because the wind is blowing across the field in front of the posts there. So Pauling unable to convert the try. So it's 4 points to 0. Try to Kaio Cranwell. He's come through the rep system for the last 3 seasons to Kaio Cranwell, and he's really played and moved through nicely through rep football. Linwood Kia's player. I think he might have even played some premiership football in the Canterbury Premiership this season too. To Kaio Cranwell from memory. So Bay Plenty about to restart play. He did. Kaio Cranwell played 13 games for the Linwood Kias this year in the Senior Premiership. Not a bad effort for an 18-year-old. And he's opened the try scoring here, has Kaio Cranwell. So here come the South Island again. And straight away you can see the intent in the running from Jaden Hoiata. Now away goes Stewart again. Here's a run from Hayward. He's heading to the Bulldogs soon. Harmer Campbell waits at dummy half. Now Whangaiete again. Short ball this time is forward though to Jason Salalilo. And so Bay of Plenty are going to get possession. So let's see if Bay of Plenty can make or take advantage of this error. They had a pretty decent first set, it must be said. And then couldn't defend the reply from the South Island. So we'll see if they can move forward with the same authority with this set. Araya to feed the scrum. We'll see what they can cook up here with Redi Temana, the 6, passing it out to Petero. And now he's a charge into the line by Chance McLaughlin. Just over halfway. Away goes the hooker Chung. Good little dab from him, Brody Chung. Doreen a dummy half. And now here comes Tamani. And Tamani, that's a good driving run. So the Lakers looking solid here. Excellent quick play the ball. Now they're playing some football, the Lakers. As Araya gets close to the touchline. About 15 metres out. In a dummy half is the winger, Rewi Samuelu. We'll see what Ward can do with the kick here. Chase has got to be good. Bounce is a bit awkward there for Pauling. But he's back out into the field of play. So not a bad set there from Bay of Plenty. Maybe just not quite set for the kick on the last play there. But in the end, they are now going to concede a penalty, are the Lakers. So the Scorpions are going to be able to clear their line here through Bill Kakoi.
On the line, boys, on the line.
So a lot of, must also be said about the South Island Scorpions, but a lot of them have played together in rep teams now for a good 3 or 4 seasons. So very familiar with how they play. What a run there from Cranwell, sets it up. You can see Bay of Plenty backtracking. Look at the space here already for the South Island, and they're only into tackle 2. Hetelo Palo with that carry there, and Pauling into dummy half. Away goes Bill Kakawens, that's Fong Yip rather. He lost by him though, and it's going to be gathered by Bay of Plenty. So a couple of errors just halting the South Island's progress upfield in the last few minutes. So we'll see the Lakers come forward again through Rewi Samuelu. There's a little error, and Pauling is kicking it through. It's play on here. Pauling with the gas. Oh, did he score it? Mahana Pauling, he claims it. We'll see if the referee's going to award it. I think he is, yes. Well, that's good commitment from Pauling, but sloppy from Bay of Plenty at the ruck there, to be fair. And won't please their coach, Weramu Smith. But props to Pauling, who saw the opportunity, race through to score it. And it's 8 points to 0. And a much better, comfortable conversion attempt coming up here on this occasion for Bill Kakoi. We'll see if he can nail this one. He's also been involved with the Warriors Academy program based in Christchurch as Bill Kakoi. The real advantage, all of these players have grown up playing together, all learned off each other, all been learning at the same rate together about how to really master the craft of the basics of rugby league, and now they're all getting the benefits by being signed up by NRL clubs. So it's 10 points to 0. There's a word out on a couple of other players, though, and some other teams too, that hopefully we get to see in action over the live streams as well. Charles Pietau's my nephew is here. Yeah, a couple of counties players too that the Warriors have signed to. Also expecting big things out of in the counties 18s team, so we'll have a look at them hopefully a little later as well. Now Hoiata, that was a good run again from him. Now Salalilo back on the inside. Rather, that was Whangaiete back on the inside to Salalilo. Again, the South Island starting to make good meters upfield. That's Noah Harmer-Campbell, not held in the tackle. In fact, the referee is saying he needs to go back and play it. Pauling again. Dong, yep, this is looking good here for the South Island. Oh, not much space there for Xavier Lynch, but he's a pretty tough customer, isn't he, Xavier Lynch? Oh, busting tackles left, right and centre. What a run from Lynch. That was superb. Harmer-Campbell. And here comes Bill Kakoi again. Last play now for the South Island. They've got a good roll-up field here. Out it comes to Cranwell. He's lost it backwards, but Pauling is there. And Pauling's over to score his second try. South Island racing away with this game. 3 tries in the space of 10 minutes. And it is 14 points to 0. What a run from Lynch to set that one up, though. And Bill Kakoi with that play. And in the end, Cranwell taken in a good tackle by Ward, but it popped out there for Pauling. Big gap on the inside. And he helped himself to his second try of the contest. So here's Bill Kakoi to try and convert the try. Wow, what a year it would be for these lads, not only to win the New Zealand Secondary Schools title, but if they went all the way here and claimed the youth title as well. But a few games to play before we get to that point. 14 points to 0. The score remains with a missed conversion from Bill Kakoi. Well, Bay of Plenty have looked okay with the ball. It's just defensively at the moment they're being totally outplayed. The South Island just ramping upfield, taking advantage of the opportunities they've been creating in this game. Now, here's Huata. And he's making the tackle as Texas Henare. Or is that Talon Watani Zalesniak making that tackle? Here comes Whangaiete again. Still struggling. You can see the power in the young lad's legs and their hips. He's got rocks in there. Here's Harmer-Campbell. Dion Fong Yip. Right on the halfway line. Harmer-Campbell. Whangaiete now comes out to Salalilo. Nice play from Bill Kakoi. Well taken by Kakoi, but that was Gone forward. Was that Jackson Stewart out there wearing 4? There's Kakoi. So just forward pass there. So 3 errors in the first half for the South Island, but they still lead 14-0. Well, Plenty now getting a set. Let's see what they can do with this play. Kakoi down making the tackle. Plenty coming forward now. Good run there from Rewe Samuelu. And now this is Teokotai towards the halfway line. Standing quite deep there, Bay of Plenty, but they get over the halfway line through McLaughlin. Tamani. It's a good leg drive by Johnny Tamani. Hooker waits Chung. Attacking kick this time from Araya, but Pauling's in excellent possession. And returns with interest, Mehana Pauling. Hayward. Good tackle by Bay of Plenty again. Here's Xavier Lynch again. He is creating all sorts of problems for the Bay of Plenty defence. Fast ruck speed as well. Harmer Campbell. Oh, power from Whangayeti up the middle and out the back door pass too, as we see Huata charge into the 10-metre line. What play here. Good play from the South Island. Harmer Campbell. Here's Fong Yip. He's almost reaching out to score another try. Last play now for the Scorpions. Bill Kakoi, big Takayo Cranwell. Not held in the tackle, and over he goes to score his second. To Kyle Cranwell. And it is 18-0. Now it's just a big gap in class between these two teams with Cranwell. Look at the big Ray Panching 18-year-old. And he's enjoying himself out there with his buddies as the South Island move to 18-0. Takaya Cranwell, 18 years of age now. He's got an excellent career in front of him if he wants it. Really has. So 20-0 as the conversion goes over from Bill Kakoi.
That's part of the MOU actually.
And it is South Island looking comfortable here. Cranwell actually played at 5/8 as well in some club games for Linwood this season. So certainly showing his versatility through the club season for Linwood. Back in his customary edge back rower position for this contest at least. And here comes the South Island looking to throw themselves into the line again with a good run as Toby Gibson. Poor pass that time, picked up by Whangayeti. And now Salalilo, he's one player to watch too. He's got excellent power as he busts through. Out it comes to Stewart. This could be sensational. Oh yes. Jackson Stewart away to score the try. Whangayeti and Jason Salalilo again showing how promising they are with some big runs up the middle. And look at Salalilo, proving far too big and athletic. And even Stewart here looming up, had a bit of work to do to beat Ward, the fullback. And in the end, it was a good try. Yeah, Stewart lines up another one. Exciting talent on display from the South Island 18s team. So Bill Kakoi with the conversion coming up. And he's now 3 from 5 in the game. It is 26 points to nil. Bay of Plenty, well, there's nothing really more to say. They just got to get up and put those big fellas on the deck before they get there, before they wind up. Because if they don't, we'll see more of what we've just seen right there. So, Bay Plenty kick off again. And here comes Gibson again. Kai Cranwell goes into dummy half. Here's Harmer Campbell. Oh, Whangaiete is looking dangerous again up the middle here for the South Island. Whangaiete did well to seal the ball off and not allow the offload. But Bay of Plenty having to backtrack big time here again as Pauling handles on the short side. Back on the inside to Petolo Paulo. Here's Pauling again. Harmer Campbell. Whangaiete. Just settle it down about 10 metres out. Harmer Campbell. Bill Kakoi. Here's Cranwell. Out it comes to Kakoi. Good tackling by Bay of Plenty to keep him out that time. Hayward in at dummy half. There goes the kick. It's a clever little kick, but Callum Ward is back there for Bay of Plenty. So they did well to stop that play. Another try being scored by the South Island, but what about that? Jeepers, that's not great from Bay of Plenty. And there's going to be a scrum here for the South Island, 10 metres out. Well, Bay of Plenty, their heads look down a bit, don't they? Their hands are on their hips. But they're just going to have to harden up here and try and hold out the South Island from scoring one more before half-time. See what they can handle here. Oh, Salalilo stretching out and scoring the try. Nicely finished there by Jason Salalilo. Another of the Warriors-bound players that we could be seeing in the SG ball competition next year. Jason Salalilo at 30 points to nil now, the South Island lead. That's going to bring up half-time after this conversion attempt. One-way traffic in this first half, just far too much execution. And just strike all across the park from the South Island for Bay of Plenty to handle. And this Bill Kakoi will guide that one through too as well. And that'll take us to half-time with a scoreline of 32 points to nil. 6 tries in the first half, 2 to Kyle Cranwell, 2 to Mehana Pauling, 1 to Jackson Stewart and 1 to Salalilo, with 4 of them being converted by Bill Kakoi. It's 32 points to nil at half-time.
Kia ora. Let's get you ready to go out there and have an epic rugby league game. But first things first, let's have a A simple warm-up is a game changer. Not only will it improve your performance, but it will reduce the chances of you getting an injury. And if you want to skip the sore muscles, don't skip the cool down. Now, tackling is a big part of the game, so don't cheat on the technique. A good tackle technique will help keep everyone safe. Collisions happen all the time, so it's important to know how to spot a concussion and what to do if it happens to you or a teammate. Sweet as, have a then go get into it.
At Pertec, we understand that our customer needs their plant and equipment up, running and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Using only world-class product from the likes of Bridgestone and Yokohama, there is no compromise for your valuable machines. Our attention to detail and precision is second to none. It's this customer experience that separates Pertec from the pack. Pertec, we'll keep you operating.
Well, tough half of rugby league for Bay of Plenty in this first game for them in the National Youth Tournament for 2023 in the 18s division. In South Island, last year's beaten finalists, far too strong in the first half, leading by 32 points to nil. 6 tries in the first half to this crack South Island team, who look in menacing form, I've got to say. So tough 20 minutes coming up for Bay of Plenty. See if they can hit the reset button and start to make a comeback. As the referee gets us underway again. And that is a good start for Bay of Plenty that time. So the South Island not taking care of that kickoff at all. And we'll see if that sparks up the home team here. Still going to have to defend, though, because it is really can't let South Island score again. Let's see what they do here, the Bay of Plenty team. Really only been into the red zone maybe once in the game so far. Very close to the touchline there. And here comes Henare again. He's down to the 10. So he's inside the 10 now. Chance here for the Bay. With Chung in that dummy half. Next up is going to be Doreen. It would be great if they could power over here and get on the scoreboard. The Lakers. Here's Campbell. Back on the inside comes Beckham. Trying to use his big body to twist and turn to the line. Not going to work for him that time. Brody Chung waits again at dummy half. Has a little dart. Oh, did he get it down? He's lost it. Hard luck there for Bevan Chung. Or Brody Chung, rather. So close. Just popped out, didn't it? And the South Island survive. So now we can see if the South Island can attack from deep within their own half again. They have been deadly with the ball in hand. Stewart takes the first carry. Such a well-drilled team as we see Gibson make good meters again, the front rower. And looking for the offload, he's got it. Harmer Campbell pinches another 5 meters. Cranwell in a dummy half. And there's Whangiete again, hit hard. But that play had come up too quickly for Bay of Plenty. That was Noah Beckham. So back-to-back sets here for the South Island team. Good touch finder too. It's going to put them in a strong position to score again here. Lynch takes the tap and coming forward now, Ezekiel Petelo Paulo. Another one of the props that won the National Secondary Schools title. Strolling through to score untouched is Jackson Stewart. His second try of the game. And that was all a little too easy that time for the South Island as they ease to 36-0. Stewart just between those two defenders. Too much power and pace again, and it is another try, the first of the second half for the South Island. So that's the angle for this conversion attempt. It's going to be a tough one for Bill Kakoi. He's at the post, so the score will remain 36-0 as goal kicking stats fall from 7 now here in Rotorua. Thank you for joining us for this day one coverage of the NZRL Youth Tournament for the boys at Puketawhero Park here. And coming up at midday for you today between Auckland and Waikato in the 18s. So that's our next match coming up. And by the way, with 10 teams in each of the 16s and 18s grade today, if you want to check out all the results as we go through the tournament, you need to go to nzrl.co.nz. There is live scoring there as well. Just click on tournaments once you hit the home page, and then navigate through the links down towards the National Youth Tournament, and you'll find the links again as Salalilo frees up Jackson Stewart again. Here's Stewart streaking away for another try perhaps. Oh, has he been held up there? He's claiming the try, Stewart. Well, it's going to be interesting to see if it's awarded. The touchy and the ref are going to have a chat, but they were well behind the play. So I'm not quite sure how they're going to decide this one. They are going to award the try. What a run there from Salalilo to set that up. It's worth a look on the replay. Now Stewart got the gas and the stride. He's got all the skills to be a great centre. What a great scrambling tackle there by two of the spine players for Bay of Plenty there, Araya and Ward. They really did fight hard back. But in the end, it was to no avail. 40 points to nil. Back-to-back tries to Stewart to start the second half. So here's Bill Kakoi trying to kick for a 42-0 lead now. That's going to end up short as well. So 40-0 is where we're at in this game. 2 tries to start the second half for the South Island. Bay Plenty restart play again. Bill Kakoi. And this is the problem that not only Bay Plenty are going to have, but all players are going to have, is that there's some pretty decent depth too in the South Island team. As we see one of the West Coasters out there now, Kaya Wiparata is out there wearing 8 for the South Island. But the deal, and Aston Wilson is out there too wearing 22, another West Coaster. They've got good depth off the bench, and all the teams are going to struggle as Thomas Irving goes forward here. Another bench player. Gibson plays the ball. Whoops, gone a bit messy there. But plenty have come through on Gibson. Offside there. Yeah, and there is good depth on this, as I touched on the South Island's bench. And so there's going to be no let-up in intensity and performance when the coach of the South Island team, Kevin Teho, goes to the interchange. Of course, it gives him the option of managing some players through this tournament, where they play a lot of rugby league in just a few days' time, and within the space of just a few days. Is Puketawhero. What a carry from him. And here's a little dart at the line, and a try scored by Kyan Rosie this time. Another player who's a very good dummy half player. Kyan Rosie goes over to score. $44-0. And at the moment, it's the South Island pretty much scoring from every set that they have. It's a plenty tough game for them. They've looked okay with the ball, but defensively they've just not been there in this game. It's Bill Kakoi gets his first conversion of the second half. He is 5 from 9 now in the game, 46-0. So yes, 2 more games coming today. Auckland, Waikato here next at 12 o'clock in the 18s, and then we're back to the 16s for our final game today, and we're going to see the South Island 16s team play against the Mid-Central Vipers. That's the team from Hawke's Bay, Manawatu, Taranaki. Whaanui also eligible for that area as well. Though from memory, I don't think there are any Whaanui players in that team this year. But we've got good representation from the other 3 regions as we see Ward restarting play. Straight away, here comes Wiparata again. Try scorer Rosie into dummy half. Nice charge into the line by Thomas Irving again. Rosie. Bill Kakoi. Here comes Cram with a full head of steam. Look out. Offloads nicely to Kakoi. Hayward hasn't seen much play on this right wing side. He's in at dummy half. Here's Pauling in the line. Nice little inside ball. Starting to look really good, aren't they? Puketawhero. Oh, wobbly play the ball. I don't think the ref will like that, and he doesn't. So it's going to be a scrum for Bay of Plenty. A rare mistake by the South Island. The Scorpions. As we enter the last quarter of this match. Well, Bay Plenty got a scrum fee, but they're a long way out from their line, aren't they? It's on their 30. So this is really the first time we've seen the Lakers have the ball in the second half. The South Island pushing them off the ball. Jeepers, they are ruthless, the South Island team. Pauling. Pass over to Lynch. Xavier Lynch. Well, he's lost the ball out of play, so the Bay of Plenty, I think, are going to get more possessional factors at a penalty to the South Island. It is. No, it's just going to be a changeover. So Ward to play it. So back go the Lakers. They're 90 metres out now. South Island looking to continue to pin their opponents in deep within their own half. And they've done a great job so far, those first 2 tackles. Just walking off the mark a bit there, according to the referee. So they're going to have to go back and play it. Again, momentum's going to be lost for Bay of Plenty. Now Tamani. He was getting good go forward in the first half, but he didn't get so much on that carry. Raya at dummy half. And now here's Wyatt Allen. He's trying to muscle up. Ward goes into dummy half. Now Raya. Only made a few metres so far in the set, Bay of Plenty. If anything, South Island seem to be getting stronger defensively in this game as it carries on. And that's going to be the end of the set. Couldn't get their kick away. And that's disappointing there for Kean Campbell. Harmer Campbell is back out there now, and we see Ezekiel Petalo Paulo carrying it forward. Rosie into dummy half. Here's Irving. Irving dummies nicely. Offloads beautifully there to Wiparata. Drawing past to Cranwell. Here comes Kakoi. And Hayward is going to go over and score it. Sheldon Hayward. And the 50 is up for the South Island. And a warning sign to all the other teams here. The other 9 teams at this 18s competition. The South Island is going to be a team to watch once more. Beautiful play there from Bill Kakoi. And Hayward finishing it off for the South Island. 50 points to 0. 6 tries in the first half, and they now have 4 in the second. So here's Bill Kakoi again, trying to get that kicking percentage up. Goal kicking percentage, 5 from 9 at the moment. And that one looks to be heading across the face, and it is. So score remains 50-0. Here in this 18s pool match. So pool play to continue today, all day today, and then into tomorrow. About halfway through the session, we'll be moving to the semi-finals in both the 16s and the 18s. And that will let us know who is going to make the grand final on Friday in both the 16s and 18s. And we'll get some classification games as well to look forward to. So this time on Friday, we'll be all into it, won't we, with the big finals to be streamed live. 16s and the 18s. So 4 minutes to play, still time left for more try-scoring action for sure. Pirata again. Irving, lovely little late pass at the line again. And here's Jared Huata. Just couldn't quite link up with his inside runner. I think that might have been Irving again. It was. So in the end, it's going to be a scrum to Bay of Plenty. Well, rare chance for Bay of Plenty inside South Island's half with a full set here. Well, the offload was good, and see what Reddy Temana can do with it. Woody at dummy half. Now back comes Noah Beckham. Ethan Uri again. Looking for some ball playing is Kean Campbell. Uri. Now Raya, and here's Ward up from full back. Tidy play so far from Bay of Plenty. Wyatt Allen takes the tackle inside the 20. Raya looking for a gap down the short side, not coming Comfortably handled by Stewart. And also Pauling with that tackle. Ward with the kick on the last. Oh, yeah, that worked out okay. And I tell you what, that Bad Plenty player had snuck through there, but he was up too quickly. May have even been ahead of the kicker there. Was number 6 there, Redi Tamana. So South Island get a relieving penalty with 2 minutes to play. There is again Petalo. Paulo, he has been a damaging runner for the South Island on that left edge. Having an absolute field day with his carries. Here's Irving. Now Hoiata. Jaden Hoiata. He's losing it again. So a couple of mistakes. And I guess if we want to be brutally honest, that's one thing the South Island will want to cut out. You know, there's some pretty cracked teams coming up they'll face, like Counties, Manukau, Auckland Vulcans look strong. And errors like that, Counties and Auckland Vulcans might be, and Akarana, of course, might be good enough to punish them. So I'm sure that will be work-ons for South Island over the next little while. Wind just getting up a little bit now at Puketawhero Park as well, as we see Beckham. Plenty again in the final few moments. Vaka gives it to Tamani. And now Noel Beckham again. Hit hard there by the South Island defenders, including Cramwell. Big strong lad, isn't he, Takai Cramwell? Well, it's been knocked on there. And unfortunately that pass to Campbell wasn't great, was it, from dummy half? Always hard for the first receiver once he has to reach up behind him, back behind him to grab the ball. So final few seconds here. Cranwell a couple of tries in the game, Pauling 2, Stewart's had 3, Salalilo 1, and Kai and Rosie with 5 goals being kicked by Eli Bill Kakoi. And that will be the end of the contest. So a very good start for the South Island, who have beaten Bay of Plenty by 50 points to 0 in this 18s pool match. We're going to come back shortly with our third game of 4 today. We're staying in the 18s. It's going to be the Auckland Vulcans up against Waikato.